Hello everyone. All right, welcome back. So for today, I will try to relay my learnings for the waste of motion. So this is yet another type of waste um, in the lean world. Okay, so for an overview, motion is formally defined as any movement of people that doesn't add value to the product. Basically, that's what creates motion. So there are many kinds of motion. So for example, we can look at reaching for tools or supplies, searching for items that aren't where they're supposed to be, and also searching for items that haven't never been given a permanent home. And then we also have straining to reach or lift items off the ground. So what causes motion? If we ask that question, first, first and foremost, we have poorly designed processes. They often lead to motion. Why? As they are not designed with the operator in mind. And then also for the second one, we probably have lack of standard work methods, which also leads to motion since work is never done in a consistent way. And then third, we have poor work area layout and design. And things as simple as the placement of a community printer, can have a big impact on how much walking employees are forced to deal with on a day-to-day basis. And also we have this organization and clutter. They are strong enablers of all kinds of waste, and that includes motion. So what does this mean? What does it cost us? Apparently, in a disorganized workplace, the average person can spend approximately 30 seconds of every 5 minutes searching for something. So really, this is 30 seconds out of a total of, say, 300 seconds. So that's 10% effectively of the total time. Hence, over a 450-minute work shift, this means we can waste as much as 45 minutes purely searching for things. So that said, it's really safe to say um, that the waste of motion is indeed a huge productivity killer. No, now there are other studies have shown that as much as 30 to 80% of all manual work is nothing but motion. So, which is why some teams conduct SMED or set up reduction Kaizen events. Attacking motion is a top priority. All right. And because of that motion, many companies are plagued with long changeovers, which means basically they often produce large batches of inventory once they get the machine set up. Okay. So that's what it looks like. On to the next slide. Tools to battle motion. Well, the first tool that we could consider is 5S, and perhaps we're going to cover it in a separate video. And then another powerful tool that we can also use to battle motion is the time observation chart. And this actually allows us to document the detailed steps to a particular process. And by doing this, we're able to see where specifically we have wasted motion, which in turn allows us to eliminate it. And likewise, we'll be covering how to use time observation charts like this in a future video. And then third one, that another tool that we can use is a workflow analysis called spaghetti diagram. And this spaghetti diagram is simply a sketch, often hand-drawn, of the walking and motion involved in a particular process. So for example, a person was measured to walk 245 meters for a particular process. Okay, so let's talk about the 5 steps to reduce motion. The first step to reduce this one is to get rid of the things that you no longer need. And then you focus on bringing the items, which could be tools or supplies you need on a regular basis close to you. And we call this bringing things to the point of use, no? And then in the third step is to make sure you use both hands while utilizing fixtures, for example, whenever possible. And then another one is we focus on simplifying the way the work is done. So in other words, we work to reduce the number of steps or movements made. And and finally, we must also consider safety and ergonomics. All right, let's time check for a bit. I guess we have some more time. But let's proceed to the next type of waste, overproduction. All right. For an overview, we define overproduction. This one occurs when we make more products than the customer needs right now, and this customer, it may be our external customer, or it could also be an internal customer. And the reason we say overproduction is the mother of all wastes is because if it often leads to all the other wastes in one form or another. So, for example, overproduction multiplies the other wastes such as inventory and covers up problems such as waiting or variability in demand. And it makes it harder for us to understand our true capacity. All right. So, some examples that you can see on screen of overproduction are making parts to cover for scrap. And then we have forecast production, economic order quantity, lot sizes, piece rate production, and production done simply to maximize utilization or absorption. Now, what about causes of overproduction? Now, there are really many reasons for overproduction, and this includes just in case thinking, meaning we make more than we need just in case we might need them. And then we have misuse of automation, and then we have long setup times, and then we have inadequate forecasting, making more parts than we need in order to keep busy. And then we also have, lastly, we often overproduce when we optimize things locally or at our own particular work area instead of having a broader view of what the entire organization really needs. And then we have go over to the costs of overproduction. Now, what are the costs involved? This in overproduction includes having to deal with, well, to begin with, the disposition of and cost of finished goods, where if we're lucky, we're able to sell or deliver at a discount or clearance prices. Otherwise, we'll have to throw them away. And then overproducing things all that we don't really need also makes it very difficult to understand what our true capacity is, which in turn makes it very hard to know what we can commit to when asked by our customers. And lastly, overproduction multiplies each of the other wastes, such as what we've seen and discussed earlier on. So in short, overproduction is a nasty animal, and we must learn how to kill it. Okay, and in terms of killing it, what are the tools that we can use to battle overproduction? The first and probably the most popular lean tool that we can use to battle overproduction is Kanban, which is theoretically defined is used to signal when production should start and stop. And then secondly, we have visual management, and this is also a powerful way to limit overproduction. And then, and really back to visual management, this is really another way um, for people to know where they are and when to stop producing. And then third, we have once again SMED, a powerful methodology, and this allows us to produce smaller batch sizes, which subsequently reduces the chances of overproduction. All right. And then fourth, we have one piece flow lines. This is another way to nip overproduction in the bud, as it's only producing takt time or the pace at which our customer is buying our product. So guys, in summary, the best advice really is to set off the battle between this among the seven ways is to just start it. And if you don't know where to start, perhaps we can start with 5S, since if done correctly, you cannot go wrong. And that's what we'll learn in the upcoming videos. But for now, we'll stop here. Um, and I guess it's time for us. There you have it, darling friends. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see similar ones in the future, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel down below, and hit the notification bell as well so that you don't miss out on more learning videos. And by the way, credits to the artist for the music in this video. Thank you so much and bye for now.